As I'm sure you know, one person can erase a federal crime with a signature. There's no trial, no appeal, there doesn't have to be an explanation. It's one of the oldest presidential powers in the book, and in late October and into November, it got pulled again. Changpeng Zhao, the billionaire who built Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, pleaded guilty to violating the Bank Secrecy Act. He admitted his company failed to maintain an effective anti-money laundering program, and he was sentenced to 4 months in federal prison and fined a $50 million penalty. Binance, the company, paid over $4 billion more in penalties. And then, Donald Trump pardoned him. The official pardon was signed on October 21st. And when Trump was asked about it on 60 Minutes, he said, "I don't know who he is." And then he repeated that. But this year, his family was making headlines for their own crypto venture, a company called World Liberty Financial, or WLF. They launched a token, and that token, WLFI, appeared on Binance's site. And a Trump-backed stablecoin called USD1 was reportedly involved in a $2 billion deal with Binance and another firm. A Senate inquiry flagged the overlap, and it asked whether Zhao's pardon was connected to these business ties. And the president says he didn't know the man. But his signature still erased the crime, so the important part got done. But how did we get here? The power to pardon is written into Article 2 of the Constitution. It gives the president the right to grant reprieves and pardons for federal offenses, except in cases of impeachment, and only federal crimes, not state or civil. Alexander Hamilton called it the benign prerogative. He thought it would be a power for mercy, or for unity, basically to cool rebellion, or to correct a system that might sometimes be too blunt. Washington actually used it after the Whiskey Rebellion, and Lincoln offered amnesty during the Civil War. And at the Constitutional Convention, there were a few delegates who tried to limit this very power. They were worried a president could use it to protect his allies, and they were voted down. So the power stayed nearly absolute. And the courts later confirmed that. Presidents can pardon before charges are filed, after conviction, or even without saying why. Which means this power lives in a very strange place. It's legal, even if it feels rigged. It's constitutional, even when it raises every red flag. And if a billionaire who violated U.S. banking laws, whose business touched the president's family crypto empire, can have his record wiped clean without any clear reason, what happens to equal justice? Or, God forbid, we consider public trust? Because the pardon power was never supposed to be automatic. It was supposed to rest on character, on the idea that mercy should still answer to fairness. But if a president can use that power without knowing, or pretending not to know, who he's pardoning? What happens when the pardon lever lands in the wrong hands?